Hello everybody, I am AngryBird. Thanks for joining us once again. We are back with another Steel Division 2 League game, but this time we're dropping into Group 2 and we're going to check out some of the players in this Group 2, and we've got a replay here with HelJumper 117 versus Xenon. So Group 1, there are more replays to cover at this point. There are plenty more games to cover, but I didn't want to continue showing the same group of guys. I just wanted to wait for a couple of other players to play their matches so that we have a bit of a spread between the competitors. I didn't want to show the same competitors over and over again in a row. Wanted a bit more variety. So we've dropped down into Steel Division League Group 2. And any players that are playing in Group 2, Group 3 or Group 4, if you have a great match and you want it casted, then find me on the Discord. I'm on the official Steel Division Discord. I'm also obviously on the Steel Division League Discord as well. And you know, bring it to my attention. I can't promise that I will cast them all, but I'll certainly look to dip into, you know, the other groups when time allows me to do that. So this matchup we have HelJumper 117 versus Xenon. So HelJumper is on the left hand side in red, has placed down quite a few units at this point as well. He's playing 26th guards and he's playing balanced. We have a quick look at his deck. I think A-phase infantry. He's got 6 Sapri PPSH and 9 Guardia DP. Very limited number of infantry, especially on this map. That central city or central large town just dominates this matchup. So very strange to see only, you know, really the Sapri PPSH, they're kind of understrength infantry. So only those 9 Guardia DPs to kind of rely on, and also in the support tab, no flamers, no Ognomachiki. So wow, I mean, HelJumper looking to take it to phase C with the double card of Guardia and Guardia DP in phase C, but is he going to make it that far with the lack of infantry that he's got in A phase? We'll have to find out. Also interesting pick, the artillerist in the artillery tab. He has, they don't get taken often, so and the recon planes in the recon in the air tab, you don't often see so many of those planes get taken. So I'm feeling like this is going to be an artillery based matchup towards the end of the game. He's going to want to use those B4s and B5s along with the Andrusha as well, and really pound Xenon's forces into submission. We will see how this game proceeds. On the right hand side in blue we have Xenon. He is playing the 25th Panzergrenz and he is playing balanced income as well. So 25th Panzergrenz do have a fairly decent infantry tab, and if we discount the Stosstroop as being similar to the Sapri PPSH, then actually Xenon himself only has, I think, 1 more infantry unit than those Guardia DPs. So potentially HelJumper will get away with that sort of minor infantry unit start, although Xenon does have the Flammenwerfers in the support tab as well. Definitely lacking on the artillery front compared to HelJumper, although he does have those Pack 43 88mm AT guns. And look at this start. Let's get straight into the game. They've started the action. A P2R recon plane heading straight out with 2 IL-2s following suit, and HelJumper looking potentially to employ the early airplane strategy of taking down these forces. And let's have a look at how this attack does. Coming over the bridge now, and wow, oh my god, oh decimated, forces decimated. Look at the numbers pinned down, unbelievable. The trucks trying to avoid all the men, they're crawling over the bridge. People have jumped over the sides. Wow, that reminds me then of Saving Private Ryan at the start, where they had to jump over the sides of the boat to avoid the incoming fire, and the IL-2's taking out more transports in the north. There is a flak 38 20mm along with a SDK, I've said 11 flak, trying to take out these IL-2s, but they are beefy planes, the IL-2s, and they will withstand those attacks. HelJumper was pushing forward with a Sapri PPSH, I believe there, got very far forward, but taken out by the SPW-231. But will that go down to the IL-2? No, it's not targeting the same position. Looks like it was going after the Panzergrens there. The IL-2 in the north may well get shot down now. It has strayed very far over the spawn. In comes the ME-109 and down it goes. The PE-2R must be in trouble as well from that ME-109 G4. Surely that one will go down. I think it's this ME-109's found itself in a difficult spot and is got to turn itself to get behind that PE-2R, so it'll be interesting to see whether that one does go down. Xenon Gun's forces do unload and are now spreading out, but some of them retreating as well, it seems. Very strange movements. The orders doesn't seem to match kind of what the units are doing there. The PE-2R is still alive, but this ME-109 now is coming round and should get some decent shots on. Just needs to take down this PE-2R and kind of restrict any further recon and IL-2 attacks. The ME-109 does look like it's now getting behind, but will it be able to catch up? The IL-2 still circling in the south, and will it get shots onto this SBW? Yes, it does. The armor crack, and now gets the evac order. The IL-2 has done its job for our HelJumper. What a strike onto this bridge. In terms of units taken out, I'm not exactly sure the numbers that actually were lost there, but I guess in terms of the capacity to delay the start of this game, certainly HelJumper achieved that. He has now got a 1410. He's just secured this flag over the bridge, and no, I believe that's his from the start. I think it's this one on the bottom that he has secured. It's the 1311 now. I think it was this one that he had briefly and lost. In comes the IS-1 Komroti, and this will be really difficult tank to deal with tank on tank, but in the centre of the city, with the Panzergrens, with the Panzerfaust and the Panzerschrecks, you've got to favour at some point Xenon Gun getting into a position where he can take that IS-1. He's very scary movement orders from HelJumper there. I think he's just realised maybe he's going a bit too far. This Panzerschreck is just lying in wait, just waiting for its opportunity. So Xenon Gun still not got his troops forward that were unloaded at the start of the game, and it's strange that they're not moving forward. The IS-1 moving around the back of the church, and in comes more Guardia DPs. Down goes a Panzergren, and another one seems to be in trouble under fire, and the IS-1 is kind of controlling this centre ground. It has moved away from the Panzerschreck. HelJumper will not have known that, but that movement, taking it around the back of the church, will really have helped him out. The Panzerschreck has been discovered by the Guardia DPs and is firing. They're also up against the Panzergrens. And interesting, who's going to win out this one? I think the Panzergrens are going to go down, supported by the number of units that HelJumper's got around. And this Panzerschreck here surely will get taken out straight after. And Stug 3G now coming in from Xenon Gun, but this IS-1 should be able to take that out if it can just get into a position to take it on. I'd like to see HelJumper maybe move it further north, but there is a Panzerschreck there as well. Xenon Gun could well still, you know, use these Panzerschrecks and get an ambushing shot. He is moving Panzergrens forward, and potentially that might capture this southern flag here and bring it back to a 12-12. The recon sniper A's are unloaded and are now in the church towers as well. So Xenon gun also moving forward the Flammenwerfers, finally getting them into the action after the initial IL-2 strikes, and HelJumper's been able to take control of this city. He just needs to hold on to it. The Sapri PPSH advancing over the river in the north, and they're going to get taken out quite easily by the Panzergrenz. This flag now well under the control of Xenon gun. Does now have the 12-12. Recapturing this southern flag as well, but it looks like the Panzerschreck going to get discovered by the Sapri PPSH, have been discovered, and the KV-1E is supporting with its fire. The IS-1 Komrotti really doing a very good job for HelJumper, potentially going to be able to shut down the supply routes in from Xenon gun and make it impossible for him to resupply this city and really allow HelJumper to put up a considerable defensive force. In comes the artillerists, the units that we highlighted that aren't often taken, and it looks like HelJumper's preparing for his later phase artillery to come in. A number of them looking to take up sort of positions they can stay alive for unnoticed for a considerable time. But one of them caught out in the Jeep on the northern side, the Panzergrenz opening fire, and I think this artillerist, he's lucky to be alive right now. Is he just being able to? Yes, he's just managed to get himself far enough into cover to reapply his stealth. I guess he had the camo kit open then. He was reapplying his camo to re-stealth. So the Panzergrenz have been discovered in the town, and they should go down any moment now. The IS-1 is moving around to potentially look to cut off this sort of northern supply route. HelJumper very far forward with this IS-1. I think he's been fairly lucky to date that nothing's been in a position really to take it out. The Panzerschreck's discovered by the artillerist. That's another one down, and really another unit taken away from Xenon gun. That's, oh, look at that, beautiful, one shot, one kill. The Stug 3G goes down. HelJumper secures this bridge flag, and that is a 13-11 to HelJumper, reapplying the 13-11 tick, and he will win the game in 28 minutes if everything stays the same. Xenon gun having to divert his infantry troops now because he knows that IS-1's there. He's diverted the Panzergrenz into the forest. The Flammenwerfers, yes, they are unloading. There's no way they can make it past that IS-1 Komrotti. He has to find a way to deal with that IS-1, and in comes the PE-2R. Is it going to be followed up by an IL-2? I'm not 100% sure at this point. We've got the Panzerbücher 41 that can certainly take out the... No, it can't. Sorry, I thought it would have the heat shells. You know, the short-range heat shells there, but it does not. The KV-1E engaging the Stug 3G. Who's going to win out here? The driver knockout on the KV-1A, but the Stug looking worse off right now. Transmission damage. The Stug should go down, I expect, next shot, and it does so. Another key engagement there, won by HelJumper, reversing back the KV-1E, just getting it into a position where it can calm itself down, unstress itself. It looked like the ME-109 came in, and I think potentially the PE evacuated there without being shot down. It looks like the driver kill on the IS-1 Komrotti and the engine kill, the PaK 3850, using the side shots here. The loader kill as well, engine destroyed, and this IS-1 is in a dangerous position. Engine destroyed. Look at the criticals coming down. It's trying to fall back, it can't go anywhere. But this PaK 38 is now out of APCR shells. So only is engaging with its AP shells, which have the 100mm penetration. So that IS-1 actually will be able to tank a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it's in the falling back state, so it can't do anything here. This is interesting. Will HelJumper be able to bring in maybe a supply truck and somehow recover that? He has to find a way to stop that PaK 38 firing on this IS-1 Komrotti if he's going to recover the tank. Potentially he needs some artillery, and he needs something in, a bomber, anything to kind of take the pressure off that IS-1. In comes the ME-410. That's trying as well. That cannot get the kill either. And finally, finally, the Pak 3850, I think it was just enough damage put down that it eventually was able to overwhelm the tank's armour and really shoot it down. The ME410 is being chased down by the Yak-9, but he calls it off. Incredible decision there. I thought that ME410 was down for sure, and now the ME109, it's right behind the Yak, and down it goes. The Flak 3820 helping out as well, but the IL-2 taking down the SPW, coming in to reinforce. The IL-2 may be in trouble now here, makes the decision to evacuate, and that should give the ME109 the easy kill. It might not get first time, but as soon as it gets behind this IL-2, it's in real trouble. So Xenon gun, unfortunately, the ME109 took a long time to turn there, and I think this IL-2 will get out now. The ZSU M15 coming in to provide anti-air on the side of HelJumper. He still has the 1311 lead. Very important takedown for Xenon gun to get rid of that IS-1, but there are two KV-1Es coming in. They're not as difficult for Xenon gun to take out, but certainly, you know, it's more armour in the way of him, you know, his ability to proceed forward. And these Panzergrens, they don't have the anti-tank on them. They're proceeding over the river and over open ground. The KV-1Es will have a field day trying to take them out, but the Stug 3G is moving in. Potentially we could see some action here, but 2 versus 1, I don't like the odds of the Stug, and I think the Gvardia DP is engaging it with the PTRD. Oh, and the side shot coming in from the KV-1E up in the northern bridge area, and that will show side armour to the PTRD anti-tank rifle. Gets the transmission damage and the engine destroyed. The pin down Panzergrens. These Panzergrens here could come in and potentially take out these Gvardia DPs while they're focusing on the Stug 3G, the crew knockout, and well, another Stug that will tank shots for a while. In comes the ME410A and takes out the other KV-1A, but also the IL-2. And will that? Yes, that takes out the Stug as well. These anti-tank planes, wow, both players really favouring the anti-tank planes, but at the moment it feels like in the long run Xenon gun's going to get the advantage because he has better anti-air at the moment, and it looks like this ME109 is going to come in and potentially take out this IL-2 as well. Yeah, the fallback, the automatic, oh wow, just, I think that was the ZSU M15, just getting the fallback. Oh, but another ME109 comes in, and will it go down now? Will the IL-2 go down? Yes, it does. Wow. HelJumper losing those IL-2s, it's going to hurt him in the long run. The KV-1E in the north gets armour cracked, I think potentially, yeah, the Pak 43, 41, 88mm coming in to get that armour crack. These Gvardia DPs, they need to unload. Oh wow, what is the Pak gun targeting there? Looks like it was targeting and then retargeting. I thought it was going to take shots at the advancing Gvardia. Another IL-2 coming in, this time looking to take on the Stug 3G, and HelJumper really trying to take away the armour on the side of the 25th Panzergrens. I guess the more Stugs he gets rid of, you know, they're the only tanks that the Panzergrens get, so it's going to hurt Xenon gun in the long run. The IL-237 not able to take out the 3G. It evacuates right behind the ME410, and will that go down as well? Yes, it does. HelJumper evacuating those planes very early, which it's given Xenon gun the chance to come in straight behind them. I feel like if he microed them potentially and look to go in on the initial attack, maybe he'd have a better opportunity to retreat at a different time rather than using the auto evac mechanic. The ME410 coming in on the KV-1E gets the crew panic, but does not get the kill. Will give it a chance to recover. The Yak-9 coming in now, but that is going to face off against the ME109. I think he does the correct thing there and goes in, continues, yes, continues on to kill the ME410, and then he's going to worry about the ME109 later. That was the correct decision. Excellent kill there on the side of HelJumper. The M42 gun has to unload, but surely that's going to be under pressure. The other one goes down. Xenon gun moving back in with Pioneers, and potentially, yes, another one down, and that's going to be the flag surely being picked up by Xenon gun. He takes it back to a 14-10 after HelJumper took it up to a 15-9, but HelJumper will still win this game in 19 minutes time. Another IL-2 coming in. Wow, the kills of these anti-tank planes, unbelievable. I'm not sure what was shot down there. Was it? Yes, an ME. It looks like that was an ME. The fighter coming in, the IL-2 taking shots, taken down by the ME-410 and the ME-109. Will that one go down as well? Gets the falling back. He's got to worry about this ME-109 getting behind. Yes, he does get behind the Yak-9. That will probably go down now as well. Unbelievable airplay by both of these players. HelJumper choosing not to chase those kills there and preserve his Yak-9. Wow, more anti-air needs to come out on the ground to stabilise this situation. HelJumper's only got the ZSU M15 and Xenon's really only got the Northern Flak 38. In comes the SDKFZ-71 and that will massively help Xenon gun out. The Yak-9 still circling and more infantry coming into this central town. At some point, when will HelJumper make the decision to bring out the BRs, the B4s and the B5s? The artillerists are in place, they're ready to provide the radio. It's just a question of when HelJumper will decide to invest in that artillery. That could really see the game change. The ZSU moving very far forward. Looks like he's going to use it as fire support against the infantry. Expertly done there. And the infantry, they don't have any anti-tank on them, so that ZSU is going to be in a fantastic position, but its ammo has to be low now. The KV-85 is now coming in. We are in B phase and we're almost in C phase. Incredible action from this game at the start, and look at the Flak 38, it's taking on the Gvardia DP in the north. They will not last long in the face of a flak gun. It looks like they are... No, they are staying in that position. The HelJumper has 3 Gvardia DPs all in a row in this little housing block. I feel like if a bomber came in, he would be in serious trouble. It looks like Xenon gun, yes, investing. Is it for the ZSU? No, sorry, further south on the KV-85. Surprised he didn't go for the ZSU, trying to knock out that anti-air. Would have given more opportunity to bring in more planes, but Xenon gun's infantry looking rather weak now and could easily be taken out. An SPW 233 coming in, and that has, oh wow, immediately shot down. I think that was the ES. The KV-85 got the slimmest of sight angles on that SPW and takes it down. HelJumper looking in a fairly decent position right now. Still has the 13-11 and will win the game in 18 minutes time, but definitely a hell of a lot of opportunities left for Xenon gun to get back into this game. 2 Stug 3Gs coming forward with more Pioneers and a Stern Pioneer. We've got a Panzergren very far back and not sure whether that was a missed micro there to unload that early. The Yak-9 moving forward in the north, but this Flak 3820 is still in position. Does strafe the Panzergrens, but won't be able to do much more. The Gvardia DP is incoming, but in open ground against a flak gun, they're not going to last in the long run. The IL-2 plane coming in again. Are there more strikes going down? This SDKFZ in the light forest doesn't open up until the very last minute, but surely that IL-2 will go down in the face of the SDKFZ-1. Xenon gun's bringing it forward, he's trying to get that finishing blow, and in comes the ME-109 behind. It has to go down now. Yes it does. Yes it does. So these IL-2 planes, how many must HelJumper have left in his deck? So many have gone down. Another Stug 3G taken out. This SDKFZ-71, it was in the light forest, so it didn't have the angle to prevent it coming in, you know, preventing the kill, but certainly it will pick up the kills as the IL-2s go past. The SPW 231, I would have said that was in difficulty, but I think the tanks in this northern side have gone down, potentially to the PaK 43 88mm there, and the sniper opening fire on potentially the Flak 43, or probably the Panzergrens at the back actually. Yes, the Panzergrens in the rear. And it won't be long before that sniper goes down, the Gvardia DP again, and this flag looks like it's going to, well, it has been taken by Xenon gun, and it looks like he's going to hold it, but HelJumper still has the 1410. He has the flag here right from the very start with that initial recon and IL-2 attack. It looks like the Opel Blitz, yes, coming in to resupply the FAC 38 is going to be vital that they are resupplied. The ZSU as well, that will need a resupply. Another one coming in from HelJumper, and an Andrusha coming onto the field and coming, you know, fairly far forward, but that will help the accuracy of this Andrusha. I'm going to guess that it's going to attack this forest area with the ZKFZ 7/1. That would be prime target for it, allowing further airstrikes. Yes. What a prediction, we got that one right. The KV-85 progressing forwards, and no anti-tanks still on the side of Xenon Gun's infantry, so we'll be able to do that without pressure, and more infantry coming in from HelJumper. He was able to hold out in that early A phase, and he has the C phase cards now to really bring in this infantry. We're waiting for this Andrusha strike. Here it goes. What damage will this pick up? The SPW recon in the rear taken out by the KV-85. Let's see. Oh, ho, ho. Second strike. Down goes the most important unit, the 7/1. That will massively hurt Xenon Gun. The rest of the infantry seemingly escaping. The final rocket there taking a few soldiers out, but I think they're going to escape these ones. Oh, and there's the surrender. The Andrusha strike finishing the game off. HelJumper getting the victory. Wow, that was a fantastic game. Really enjoyed watching that one. HelJumper gets the victory. 21 minutes 56 seconds. And what a game that was. What a fantastic game that was. Wow, the early recon plane strike with the IL-2s certainly did the job for HelJumper. We didn't see any of that artillery coming in. It was only the Andrusha at the very end, and wow, very unexpected. I wouldn't have said that that was the outcome based on the decks that I saw beforehand. Wow, HelJumper getting the victory. 2,100 kills to 1,700 losses, so not an overwhelming kill-death loss ratio, but really he just prevented the armour coming in from Xenon Gun. Every time Xenon Gun, you know, started to bring in those stugs, we had an IL-2 plane coming in. I feel like Xenon Gun still had the opportunities in that game to carry on, but maybe he just saw the writing on the wall, and maybe he just felt that when it got to C phase he was just going to expect more and more, you know, artillery of the 26th Guards. The 26th Guards well known for its fantastic artillery, so maybe he was expecting that to come in, and he just felt that he wasn't going to be able to push back against HelJumper. Let's have a look at the kills on the side of HelJumper. Look at these IL-2 kills at the start. So they do take out the IG-18 and an SDKFZ-11 flak, as well as the PAC 3850 and an SPW 231. So really, did they pay themselves off in terms of points? I think probably this first one just, this second one maybe just, but I think in terms of actual impact on the game, they certainly, well, they definitely paid themselves off. A very cheeky start from HelJumper, and it did work for him this occasion, but I've seen plenty of games where players have invested heavy into those early recon and IL plane starts, and it hasn't worked for them. So it is a very high risk, high reward strategy. This time it came off for HelJumper, but it's not guaranteed to work every time. So what else have we got? The IS-1 Comrotti certainly did a good job. I was very worried about that unit. It did get itself into very advanced positions without infantry in front of it, but I think the decision to take that around the rear of the church and avoid that Panzerschreck was absolutely vital to keeping that IS-1 alive. I don't think HelJumper would have known that Panzerschreck was there, but what a decision to take that around the rear of the church. I think if he'd have just gone straight down the road, that IS-1 would have got taken out straight away, and that would have been the main armoured unit taken out from HelJumper. So the sniper did a fair job as well, delaying units coming into the battlefield. The Guardia DP did an excellent job there as well, taking down units. The IL-2 planes that were brought in later, you know, an SPW-231 and a Stug 3G going down, I mean, that didn't play itself off, but I think just because of the number of them, like one Stug 3G kill, I think they're I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, I think they're 70 points. The IL-237s, I think their cheapest potential would be about 90 points, but I think they're probably more like 110. I think they're probably about 110 points, so just one Stug 3G isn't going to pay itself off in terms of points efficiency, but I think the number of these IL-2 kills came in, and picking up one Stug 3G kill just delayed delayed Xenon Gun's ability to push those armour units into the town and really mount an effective assault. The ZSU M15 got the killing blow on the ME109G4 and the ME410A1, so it's vital to get that unit in when he did. Excellent work there. Another IL-2 coming in and taking out the Stug. So, and that finally, that Andrusha strike at the end only took out the SDKFZ-71, but when we saw that forest, HelJumper would have, the one unit he would have wanted that Andrusha to take down was the SDKFZ-71, and it did that job. So that he would have been happy with that, that's for sure. Let's have a look at the kills on the side of Xenon Gun. That Flak 3820 did get the IL-2 kill early on. The Panzergrens with the Panzerfaust, you know, they are decent infantry units when they can be used, you know, correctly in buildings, and certainly took out a nice lot of infantry there. The ME109G4 taking out the Yak-9 and the PE2R. The ME410A1 did an excellent job getting behind the IL-2s and taking them out. Very effective use. The ME109, you know, taking down another IL-2 and a Yak-9. And you've got to say, HelJumper, I think potentially if he watches this back, maybe he can look at his strategy of when he evacuates planes, to try and not put them in as vulnerable position as I think they were in this game. Maybe it will avoid 1-2 kills, but if you can do that, then it gives that plane another chance to come in and get more kills. So yeah, maybe that's something for HelJumper to have a look at. And then the Pioneers there, taking out the two M42 guns, that was decent work from them as well. So excellent game. I really enjoyed watching that game. I hope you enjoyed watching that game as well. That was the first game that we've casted from Group 2, and it was very fun to cast. If you liked it, please drop me a like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you have not yet subscribed, you know, subscribe, make sure you don't miss the action. I don't always publish, you know, when the videos are going out on the various Discords and Reddit and things like that, so you may miss some if you don't subscribe. Also, some behind the scenes action going on. I've mentioned this in maybe a couple of comments, but I am responding to hopefully the good comments that a lot of you have been making about the cast. I certainly enjoy doing this. I think we're looking at setting up a Discord channel so we can talk more about the games and not have to rely on sort of YouTube comments to have discussions. So that's certainly going to be good, and other stuff going on behind the scenes as well that we'll talk about when we're closer to being able to release that, you know, that news. The news on the Discord, the Discord might already be ready before the time this video goes out, so if it is, I'm kind of like this is a bad news update, isn't it? Right, thanks very much for watching. I will leave you here. I am AngryBird. I will see you next time.